Hi everybody. So yesterday I actually made, I don't even know how many videos, just chronicling my journey so far. I am 4 days post-op. The videos, for whatever reason, did not get uploaded yesterday at all, no matter how hard I tried to do them onto YouTube. So I'm going to try a whole new video and just see if that works. So I had a vertical sleeve gastrectomy on September 12th, which was 4 days ago, at Hartford Hospital. My surgeon was Dr. Darren Tischler. My highest weight was 333. My surgery weight was 300. Um, I had the surgery, uh, as I said, in Hartford, at Hartford Hospital, although I live in Massachusetts. Everything seemed to go well. I do remember everything from I went into the hospital, for those who are on the journey pre-op, who want to know kind of what I went through with getting there. So I arrived at the hospital 2 hours before surgery. Surgery was at 9:45 a.m. Monday morning, so I arrived there at 7:45 a.m. I went in, they pre-registered me. I waited in a waiting room for maybe 10 minutes. They came and got me, and I went up to another floor, to the fourth floor, and they had me change into the Johnny, which was a really thick Johnny. It had little holes and pockets that later I would find out would be for a sort of a vacuum hose looking thing that was actually a heater. So while you're waiting in there, it gets kind of cold. They give you a thin blanket, but that was a heater that kind of hooked into those holes on the Johnny. And so I was there. I had my husband was with me, supporting me all the way. And so we sat there, and the whole time people would come in and out asking questions. I know they gave me an IV. The anesthesiologist came in. There were several of them. There was one older gentleman who ended up being the one who oversaw everything, who was in charge, but there was a lot of younger anesthesiologists who were also in there to learn or to assist. They explained to me about the tube going down my throat, which I would be on a machine that would breathe for me. They talked about how my throat would hurt after surgery, that there was a chance that I would lose my vocal cords and my ability to speak, and that, let's see, that I could also, have this scratchy sensation, and that would last for a couple of days. Of course, they went over the possibility of death. He just kept saying that is not likely, especially with this surgery, but that they had to go over it anyways. I had nurses coming in and out. They were just monitoring my vitals and putting things into the computer, labeling a bunch of things. And so about maybe an hour and 15 minutes after that, my surgeon came in, just let me know that, if I had any questions, any concerns, that I could ask him then, and that we would be going down to the operating room. And so they put they give you like one of those net type hats that like you would see the cafeteria workers wear. So I put that on, and then I was wheeled down. I kissed my husband goodbye, and then I went into the operating room. And I remember the big lights, and I remember getting in there, and they put the bed that I was on up against the bed I was going to be operated on, and I had to unbutton my Johnny in the back and then lay flat on my back. And then I remember them putting my arms stretched out to the side. There was a little, I don't know what you would call them, but your arm just lays on them, both arms. My IV was in my left hand, and so they explained that they would be giving me some of this liquid stuff inside my IV, and that's what would put me to sleep, and that I wouldn't have any recollection of anything. which was great because I was very scared that I would remember them putting the tube in or taking the tube out. That was my fear through this whole, prep for surgery and stuff. Um, anyway, so they, told me that they would take very good care of me and that I would be waking up in recovery and it would go by quick. Because of course you don't know how long you're under. It just feels like it was really quick. And so next thing I knew, I was out. She must have just put it in the IV then and there, and I was out. So I did wake up in recovery, and I do remember my husband being there, my husband coming in. I remember him kissing my forehead and holding my hand, and you're just very groggy, very tired, not wanting to stay up. You really just want to go back to sleep. And so I would peek, and I could hear everything going on. And I remember the nurse telling him, I don't think she'll remember this. She's still kind of under, but I remember I could feel on my nose one of those, I forgot what they call them, but it's the oxygen thing that goes up your nose. And I remember that. But I do remember the nurse telling him that I wouldn't remember, and him talking to me. And then he left. And then maybe, gosh, I'd say 45 minutes later, maybe an hour, then I was up in my room. And so then the first day they do not allow you to have anything to drink or anything. And so if you watched my previous video, my first one, you can hear my raspy voice. You can hear how bad my throat hurts. It is the worst pain. Even the incision pain, I have not had as much pain as it was with that throat, only because you can't do anything about it. You can't make it, put water on it. You can't, nothing. They did give me some ice water with a little Q-tip looking thing that I could swab in my mouth, but it was nothing compared to what you really needed. So it probably took me a couple days to get my voice back. That happened on Monday. So yeah, Wednesday when I was discharged, I had my voice mostly back. And my throat, even now, it seems fine. So I got home on Wednesday. I rested. I felt good. I didn't really feel tired too much. I didn't really feel pain. Of course, I still had the pain that they had, the pain meds that they had on me on at the hospital. They gave me a pill form for the pain meds. I also have anti-nausea medication I take every 8 hours, and then I also have an anti-acid medication. I take once in the morning after breakfast, and of course my breakfast consists of a Premier Protein shake. So yesterday was great as well. Yesterday I was 3 days post-op, and I was able to get in 90 grams, is actually 96 grams of protein and 60 ounces of water, which was great. I didn't think that I would get that much in. Today I woke up, however, and I had walked a lot yesterday. I did some chores around the house. The only thing I can't do is bend. I cannot bend down, and I cannot, what's the other thing? I can't bend down. Oh, and I can't lift anything. That's a lifting restriction I'm on, is I can't lift more than 10 pounds for 2 weeks, which stinks because I have a 2-year-old who's like 22 pounds and she wants her mommy. And so that's been really difficult, pulls at my heartstrings. So yeah, so today was a little rough. Waking up today, for some reason, I was more sore. I was more, I found that if I take my pain medication that they gave me, the narcotics that I have, and then a couple hours later I take just regular Tylenol, I feel better. Once I take the Tylenol, I feel better. So I'm weaning off the narcotics that they have given me for pain and just going to do liquid Tylenol. I found out too, you definitely have to eat slow, and I've been doing well at that. I've been getting in popsicles. I've been getting in chicken broth. I spoon feed myself the chicken broth. And Jello, sugar-free Jello. And then, of course, I always have a Powerade Zero right next to my bed, only because I'm afraid of being dehydrated, so I just want to make sure that I have my electrolytes in. I always have a fresh ice-cold water. I put a packet of Truly Lemon in it. It's a watermelon flavor. but it's pure stuff, better than Crystal Light. And yeah, so I just make sure I sip that all day long, sip, sip, sip away. Um, and then, yeah, so I took a shower yesterday. I took another shower this morning, or actually just even a couple hours ago, um, just to kind of keep going and moving. I'm making sure I'm flexing my ankles so I don't get any blood clots. Taking naps when I need to. Just really staying motivated to do things around the house. So yeah, so I really hope that this video loads. I've tried so hard to just kind of reach out. I know so many of you have helped me on my journey, just me watching you guys go through yours. So yeah, so I'm going to go for now, and I hope everybody's great. If you have any questions, post them in the comments, and I will get to them at another video. Thanks.